Hello and welcome to today's video. This video will be about the Astalos and its showcase. Here we have my helper Azimuth, who is also my sister, because her fighting capabilities are better than that of an NPC tree. So here I'm just showing what the abilities look like and what they do. I will show the combos and which abilities break block later on in the video, so stay tuned. A good strategy to note is for Astalos players, when you get skill points, put them in your stamina tree. Now I know what you're thinking, but I don't need it more stamina, right? Well, wrong, because your passive just so happens to use stamina instead of having its own time bar or other dependency. War has both, for instance. You need to get the passive to 100 and the timer to cool down in order to use the A5. But here, the more you dash, the less time of these cool abilities that you'll get. And for people on the receiving end of the Astalos, what you want to watch out for is a ringing noise, a bright flash on the crest and the tail tip, and them vibrating. Because that means that they're going to pull out the absolute block breaker kit. Also, if you're on the receiving end of an Astalos, you might want to tire them out by getting a certain distance away to provoke them into dashing and wasting their passive away. And Astalos players don't buy into that. If you have the passive, then don't dash whatever you do, because you'll just decrease your passive time, and your passive abilities are actually kind of overpowered. Well, for the most part. And she died, right in the middle of me showing the combo. Well, she was low to begin with, so I'll just wait for her to respawn. And she's back. Right, so I realized that not all the time you will have a passive, so here's some combo fighting without. So what you want to do is A1, 2 melee, A2, and then you got the A4, the A1, 3 melee, A3, and then you have 2 melee, A2, keep pummeling the ground because you just can, the A4, and basically you repeat this for as long as you possibly can. Do keep in mind that your opponent will try shielding as much as is physically possible, so try breaking their block. What exactly happened? Hold up. Wait, what? Let me get this straight. You can die from killing people. Wonderful, who designed this? Right, so, this glitch, I think, is an iframe glitch, because you're, like, supposed to be invincible during this attack, but for some reason, you're not. I think what happened is dying on the first tick is a bad idea, because that's what happened, so... yeah, do keep your opponent's health bar in mind. So, as you can see with my demonstration, in one full duration of stamina, without dashing a single time, you can kill your opponent, but since they're not standing still, most likely you'll need to get the passive up more than once, so do incorporate both combos that I show, as otherwise you're just running around waiting for your passive to come back. And boom, he's down. Now, the moment that you might have been waiting for, the block breaks. So the A1 on itself does nothing. The A2 technically breaks block, but I would just call it a bypass because you can use block straight after. You do hear the breaking sound though. Now, some Astalos abilities actually are really hard to see their starting frames, this one for instance, but as long as you see the main animations, you're gonna be fine. For A4, for instance, if the Astalos jumps back, might want to shield. So other than the ringing, which might last for a couple seconds, unlike my ear in a quiet room, you can not really tell whether they're going to use the A3 normal passive or the A3 double without actually getting it. So either you risk your shield, or you can look out for the angle. Although you do need some lightning fast reflexes. But if the tail tip curves slightly towards you, you shield, and if it's straight like spaghetti pointing perpendicular to the ground, then don't bother shielding because it's just gonna break block. I mean, that's a general rule of thumb. Do take this with a grain of salt because sometimes it is wrong, especially when there's other people around you and it's kind of hard to tell. This ability actually has a pretty big wind-up, so if you see the Astalos grow a lightsaber out of its head like a unicorn, it's fairly simple, just dash away because it can turn around like a turret. So treat it like you do a Devil Joe's breath, just run. Right, and here, without the block running out, you can see that the tail tickle actually does break the block. And yes, I know it's called anchored rupture, but I'm just gonna keep calling it tail tickle, because not gonna lie, otherwise it just kinda sounds kinda weird. So with the A2, if you see the wing go up, I'm pretty sure only the right wing does, but just if any wing goes up, then you want to dash either behind you or to the side of you. I don't know whether dashing in front of you / behind the Astalos will work, most likely not, but since I didn't test it, I don't know. But dashing to the side or to the back is always just a good strategy. And then there is the A5. Of course, like normal A5s, you can't really shoot. And that wraps up this video. As always, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and maybe share with friends. Hope you enjoyed, have fun,